Logan Paul has sued Coffeezilla, a prominent YouTuber journalist focusing on exposing crypto scams. Logan is suing Coffeezilla, claiming Zilla has ruined, quote, his good reputation. But sadly for Logan Paul, this all only serves to show that he is evil. Let's get into it. Now, before we dive deep into the story, we need just a bit of context, because Coffeezilla and Logan have a bit of history already that we need to know for context here. And trust me, the context always shows how completely evil Logan Paul is. A year ago, Coffeezilla put up a vid going deep into Logan Paul's scam called Coffeezilla, an NFT-based game where you can buy tokens that are pictures of different animals. In a vid promoting the game, Logan Paul said you can make money off of the game. As Coffeezilla described it, you can buy these zoo coins, this cryptocurrency, that can then be used to buy eggs, and you can hatch the eggs you bought. Your animals will passively make you more zoo tokens for you. Then you can go back and reinvest these tokens for more eggs or cash out for actual money. Now, all that sounds great, and if you wanted to invest in it, that's fine, it's your money, but people really did. The game had already made $2.5 million in its first day based off Coffeezilla's reporting, buying eggs. But the zoo token was also, of course, crypto, meaning the more people invested in the eggs and tokens, the more the value of the tokens skyrocketed, reaching a $2.5 billion market value, with the token selling tens of millions per day. But there was one major issue. The game was not out yet, and it still isn't. Further, Coffeezilla reported in his video on this, said the yield of the tokens you're supposed to get never worked, and it still does not work to this day. Logan Paul and everyone associated with this scam was about to make a bank, but Logan and Jeff Levin, his manager, would never get the chance. The other scammers in the operation, especially one Eddie Ibanez, made off with the money all before anyone else could pull the rug on the crypto scam. Oh, but also Zilla showed the waiver that you agree to that you have no right to any claim against Logan Paul, i.e. for refunds on your money. Now, Logan throughout this has been in communication with Coffeezilla. Throughout Zilla's 20-minute video addressing the suit, he repeatedly shows messages between he and Logan Paul. This warm relationship seems to have started after Logan put out an awful response video to Zilla's initial coverage. It's a very poorly made response, obviously showing Logan has no leg to stand on if that was the best he could have come up with. However, Logan ended up deleting this video due to everyone seeing how crap it was, and he posted a shorter vid thanking Coffeezilla. This made it to where the bridge between the two was built, and Logan, at the very least, to Zilla, seemed remorseful and wanted to change. However, this was around the time Coffeezilla started hearing whispers about multi-layered fraud in a company Logan Paul was also involved with. Coffeezilla gave Logan Paul the chance to address the alarms many were already raising about this new crypto company. But finally, through what Zilla showed, we all saw Logan for what he was: manipulative, and how he tried to convince everyone he turned over a new leaf, and evil for showing how he truly had no remorse for what he's done by turning around and doing it all over again. So this leads us into Logan's last chance to silence any big criticism, at the very least, a lawsuit. And the worst part is, Logan has no case. He's only hoping to cripple Coffeezilla financially, in my opinion. Don't believe me? Let me explain. How do you prove defamation? Well, the case is being heard in Texas, and from my research already, Logan and Jeff Levin both have no idea how to prove Coffeezilla defamed Logan. Jeff is subtly threatening Coffeezilla here by saying, you have to report the truth or else we can totally beat you in court. It's that easy. And if you thought that this was all the charge of defamation needed to prove it, I would understand that. But what you don't realize is that this case, unless Logan has some smoking gun evidence, is already going to fail. Proving and successfully winning a defamation case in Texas, at the very least, needs 3 specific things to be shown. First, the statement made by the defendant was untrue. Pretty easy to prove. Second, that the statement did defame or harm their reputation. But the most important piece here, third, that the defendant acted with malice, or in other words, that the defendant knew the info was false but chose to publish it anyway. So let me give you a quick example of a successful defamation claim. Just last year, in 2023, Fox News was sued by Dominion Voting Systems. For roughly 2 years since 2020, Fox News repeated Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 election. Fox News was eventually taken to court in 2023, where the lawyers of Dominion were able to convince a judge that the network put out verifiably false statements. But now, of course, the hard part came, proving that they knew they were putting out lies. And thankfully, the Fox News execs made it very easy. A lot of communications were brought out here. This is just one of them. On November 8th, Rupert Murdoch, the founder of Fox News, emailed Scott to say that Fox News was, quote, getting creamed by CNN. Under oath, he later said that Scott and Lachlan Murdoch held a long talk about the direction Fox should take. That day, in response to the falling ratings, they decided together to give play to Trump's baseless assertions. Quote, "This was big news," Murdoch said in his deposition. "The President of the United States was making wild claims, but that is news. They acted with malice. They knew what President Trump was saying was a lie, but decided to go with it anyway." Fox News quickly settled and agreed to pay a hefty sum of $787 million to Dominion Voting Systems. But of course, this brings us back to Logan and Coffeezilla. Looking at the case as it stands now, it doesn't look good for Logan. In what is called discovery, the time when Logan's lawyers can pore over Coffeezilla's communications and other stuff linked to this defamation claim, they will look for anything showing Zilla knew what he reported was false and he didn't care. And if they have him on this, then Zilla's done for. But honestly, looking at Coffeezilla's work, I don't know what exactly you're going to get him on at this point. The interviews with some buyers and people who worked on CryptoZoo would need to involve, at minimum, Coffee telling them to lie to him and give him false info, the sources themselves saying they told Coffee none of this happened, or that there was some kind of conspiracy between the two to put out a YouTube vid for profit that they knew would have a big story in it that everyone would want to watch. From just a broad glance at Coffeezilla's reputation and work and research and reporting, I haven't been able to really find a chink in the armor, let's say. So Logan is simply, in my opinion, hoping that he can slow down any coverage from a big YouTube channel by burying them under legal battles they can't win, at least financially. But what exactly is Logan trying to slow down coverage of? CryptoZoo is out and we all know what it is. But Coffeezilla made his reading of the situation very clear. Logan was most worried about his newest venture, Liquid Marketplace, possibly being outed as the fraud it is. Liquid Marketplace is a site where, with tokens on the blockchain, you can have partial ownership in things like rare Pokemon cards. And I know we're all desperate for money sometimes. I seriously looked into selling feet pics at one point. That is not a joke. But if you're buying into this, then you should donate to charity more often rather than do this. The OSC, or the Ontario Securities Commission, has alleged that Liquid Marketplace is a, quote, multi-layered fraud, that they misled buyers because LMP tokens do not represent any legal ownership of the underlying collectibles and isn't even recorded on the blockchain. And that Liquid Marketplace has already made $10 million by selling these fake shares. However, Logan himself was not named in the case as of yet, which led Coffeezilla to reach out for comment. Mind you, Zilla has not said anything about this yet, as nothing was verified to show Logan had knowledge that this was going on. However, with no response, Zilla gave Logan a day to respond before, I assume, Coffeezilla was going to report on the story, which, coincidentally, Zilla says is when he received a legal notice that Logan Paul was suing him for defamation, stating specifically, threatening Coffeezilla that if he reports on Liquid Marketplace, they'll hold him, quote, fully accountable. Coffeezilla may seem to be in the right as of now, but of course, if Logan shows in court proof Coffeezilla knew that what he was reporting was false, I'll be the first one to apologize to Logan. But the lengths to which Logan, with his young audience, is willing to go right now to silence any more criticism is astounding to me. Currently, Logan is simply not speaking on the situation. The only mention of a lawsuit from him is a fake one for a story he's doing for the WWE. Logan, sadly, may have finally gotten smarter. Shut up, let your lawyers talk for you. Because in my opinion, he's betting that his audience is too loyal and too young to even know what's happening. Oh, wait, Logan himself engaged exactly in what he's accusing Coffeezilla of doing. Logan put out a now-deleted tweet talking about Iman Khalif, a biologically female boxer who he said was a man, and that, quote, men shouldn't beat women, but a test revealed Iman had XY chromosomes, the chromosomes for being a man, however, was born a biological woman. So what did Logan do? Oopsies! I might be guilty of spreading misinformation along with the entirety of this app. Although she's been previously disqualified for failing a gender test and has XY chromosomes, some sources say Iman Khalif was born a biological woman. I stand by my sentiment that biological men should not compete against any biological women in any sport, and if you disagree, you're a sick F-word. Logan does not seem like he'll be held to account by anyone, and he seems to be following his new hero Donald Trump's example. Trump once paid an adult actress to stay silent about his cheating, and now Logan is suing someone to keep them silent. It's always nice to have somebody to look up to, huh? I hope I'm making my voice heard even a little bit. It can help lend aid to Coffeezilla, even though my laziness causes me to be behind vid production, so sue me, ha! Too soon? But the situation gets even worse for Coffeezilla. He just dropped his first merch line because his broker, or the guy who finds his insurance for him and checks what it covers, literally didn't do that second part. Coffeezilla had what is called errors and omissions insurance, which typically in cases like this should pay out to protect journalists from lawsuits like this, giving them the financial means to pay for their legal defense. But Zilla's broker didn't read closely enough because after trying to make a claim, Coffeezilla discovered that the insurance policy, whose sole job it is to protect against this, literally doesn't actually cover this thing. So yeah, go support Coffeezilla against what right now seems to be a frivolous lawsuit against him. The Streisand effect, I've done enough explaining, please just go look it up, will hopefully be in full effect moving forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a while, but like I said, laziness and then I'm busy sometimes. It happens. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or if you didn't like something, just let me know. Blah, blah, blah. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching.